Have you ever wondered what really goes on behind the scenes of one of reality TV's biggest families? A family that seemed picture-perfect on camera, 19 kids, strict values, and a life built on faith, might have hidden tensions that ran much deeper than anyone imagined. Today, we're diving into the latest revelations from Jill Duggar, who has opened up about growing up in the Duggar household. In her memoir, she describes how her father, Jim Bob Duggar, allegedly pitted his 19 children against each other, using family dynamics and scripture in ways that created division rather than unity. Stick around, because this story pulls back the curtain on fame, control, and what happens when siblings are caught in the middle. You won't want to miss how it all unfolded. The Duggar family first captured America's attention with their TLC show 19 Kids and Counting. Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar raised their large brood according to conservative Christian principles, often emphasizing family harmony, homeschooling, and values rooted in their faith. The series portrayed a wholesome, close-knit household where the kids worked together, courted with intention, and followed their parents' guidance. Spin-offs like Counting On followed the older children as they started their own families, keeping fans invested for years. But as the spotlight faded after controversies, some of the adult children began sharing more private perspectives. Jill, the fourth oldest, has been one of the most candid. Married to Derek Dillard since 2014, with 3 sons, she's navigated life beyond the cameras while reflecting on her upbringing. Her 2023 memoir Counting the Cost provides much of the context for today's discussion, detailing personal experiences that contrast with the public image. Now, let's get to the heart of this update. In her book, Jill describes a family environment where open communication between siblings was discouraged, particularly around sensitive topics. She writes that her parents taught the children not to stir up contention among the brethren, drawing from Bible verses. At first, this seemed like a way to promote kindness and avoid gossip. But over time, Jill says it evolved into something more controlling, a tool for silence and guilt that prevented siblings from discussing issues freely. According to Jill, this approach made it harder for the children to support each other independently. The situation intensified during a financial dispute involving the family's reality TV earnings. Jill and Derek sought clarity on contracts and compensation for their years on the shows. They felt they deserved transparency, especially after receiving a tax bill for earnings they claimed they never directly benefited from. When they pushed back and suggested communicating through a lawyer, Jim Bob reportedly resisted sharing full details. Instead, according to Jill's account, he enlisted other siblings to reach out, creating pressure on the couple to resolve things his way. Jill recalls waves of contact, phone calls, texts, and even in-person visits from brothers and sisters urging them to comply. In the book, she describes one sibling explaining that their father framed the situation as all or nothing. If the siblings weren't standing against Jill and Derek, they were standing against him. This dynamic, she says, left her feeling isolated, as if her own family members were being turned against her. One sibling reportedly told her that Jim Bob warned the others they could all face legal consequences because of the couple's stance. These efforts, detailed in Counting the Cost, highlight how family loyalty was leveraged during the conflict. It's important to note that these are Jill's recollections from her memoir. Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar have responded publicly in general terms, emphasizing their love for all their children and preferring to handle family matters privately rather than through the media. They have not directly addressed every specific claim but have described family conflicts as painful and something they aim to navigate with honor and faith. This wasn't an isolated incident in Jill's telling. She also shares broader context about control within the family, including pressure around filming contracts signed before her wedding and expectations of ongoing obedience even as an adult. The book portrays a household where parental authority extended deeply, sometimes creating rifts when adult children sought more independence. Jill has been careful to express love for her family while advocating for healthier boundaries. She and Derek eventually reached a financial settlement. She received $175,000 after negotiations, but the relational strain lingered. Throughout these experiences, Jill emphasizes the emotional toll. Standing up for what they believed was fair reportedly led to feelings of being treated differently compared to other situations in the family. In one recounted conversation with her parents, she expressed deep hurt, feeling held to a higher standard than some of her siblings. These personal revelations have resonated with viewers who followed the family's journey for over a decade, sparking conversations about growing up in the public eye and the challenges of breaking from established family patterns. Shifting to public reaction, fans and media have responded with a mix of empathy, surprise, and debate. Many longtime viewers, who admired the Duggars' unity on screen, expressed sadness over the reported divisions. Social media platforms filled with comments supporting Jill's courage in sharing her truth, with some praising her for highlighting the importance of individual autonomy within large families. Outlets like People and other entertainment sites covered the memoir extensively, focusing on the contrast between the show's image and the behind-the-scenes stories. Not all reactions were uniformly supportive. Some fans remain loyal to Jim, Bob, and Michelle, viewing the disclosures as airing private matters that could have been handled internally. Others speculate about the family's future dynamics without concrete evidence, but it's fair to say the book prompted a broader discussion about reality TV's impact on participants. Perspectives vary. Some see it as a necessary step toward healing and personal growth, while others worry it deepens family rifts. Jill and Derek have acknowledged the complexity, noting that relationships continue to evolve with boundaries in place. Looking ahead, there's no single clear roadmap, but based on public statements, the family continues to navigate these challenges day by day. Jill has mentioned seeing relatives at events like weddings, birthdays, and holidays, while maintaining space where needed. Recent years have brought additional family developments, including new chapters for Jill and Derek, such as career moves and focusing on their own children. Fans will likely keep watching for any signs of reconciliation or further updates from those involved, always remembering that these are deeply personal matters. In the end, Jill Duggar-Dillard's story shines a light on the complexities within one of television's most famous families. From the public image of harmony to the private struggles over control, communication, and fairness, her memoir reveals how even the closest families can face significant tests. The key takeaway is the importance of boundaries, open dialogue, and personal growth, even when it means challenging long-held expectations. While not every detail is universally agreed upon, Jill's willingness to share her perspective has encouraged many to reflect on their own family.